Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel where we unlock powerful ideas from the world's best books in a way that's simple, practical, and life-changing. Today we're diving into one of the most important books you'll ever read, Mindset. The New Psychology of Success by Dr. Dweck. This book reveals the secret behind true success, and it's not talent, luck, or intelligence. It's your mindset. If you've ever felt stuck, afraid to fail, or unsure if you can grow, this video might just change the way you see yourself forever. So grab a seat, stay till the end, and let's start this transformation journey together. Chapter 1. The Mindsets. Change your thinking. Change your life. In this chapter, we learn about a life-changing idea, the concept of mindset. Your mindset is simply the way you think about yourself and your abilities. There are two main types of mindset. 1. Fixed mindset. People with a fixed mindset believe that their intelligence, talent, or ability is fixed, something they are born with and can't change. They believe things like, I'm not smart enough. I'm not good at this. I'll never be able to do it. When they fail or face difficulty, they give up. They feel embarrassed or ashamed. They avoid challenges because they're afraid to look weak or stupid. 2. Growth mindset. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset believe that skills and intelligence can be developed. They say things like, I can learn this. This is hard, but I'll figure it out. I'm not good at it yet, but I'll improve. When they fail, they don't quit. They learn from it. They try again. For them, mistakes are part of the process. They grow stronger with every challenge. Why this matters: your mindset affects everything. Your studies, your job, your relationships, and even your confidence. Think about this. 2 students get a low grade. One says, I'm not smart. The other says, I need to study better next time. That second student will succeed, not because they're smarter, but because they believe they can grow. What shapes your mindset? Your mindset is shaped by your past, what your parents said, how your teachers treated you, how society judged you. Maybe you were praised only when you did something perfectly, or maybe you were told you're just average. But here's the good news. You can change your mindset, no matter how old you are. The big message of Chapter 1. Dweck tells us, it's not your talent that makes you successful. It's your thinking. It's how you react to failure. It's how much you're willing to learn and grow. The most successful people in the world are not always the most talented. They're the most resilient. They keep going. They keep learning. They never stop. So, ask yourself, do I avoid challenges? Do I feel bad when I fail? Do I give up easily? Or do I try again? Do I learn from my mistakes? Do I believe I can improve? Your answers will tell you your current mindset. The power is in your hands. If you want to grow in life, in career, in relationships, in happiness, you must choose the growth mindset. It won't always be easy, but every step you take will make you stronger, smarter, and more confident. What's next? In the next chapter, we'll go even deeper to see how these mindsets affect our daily decisions, actions, and emotions. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon, because this journey is just getting started. And remember, your future is not fixed. It's built by what you believe and what you do today. Chapter 2. Inside the Mindsets. What you believe is what you become. In Chapter 2, titled Inside the Mindsets, Dweck takes us deeper into how mindsets actually work. This chapter helps us understand how our thoughts shape our actions, and eventually, our whole life. What do these mindsets really look like? Let's begin by quickly reviewing the 2 types of mindsets. A fixed mindset says, I either have it or I don't. A growth mindset says, I can improve with effort. In this chapter, Dweck explains how these mindsets affect our behavior in daily life. Let's break it down. The fixed mindset in action. People with a fixed mindset avoid challenges because they fear failure, give up easily when things get hard, feel threatened when others succeed, Try to look smart instead of actually learning. Think effort is useless. If I were good at it, I wouldn't have to try. This mindset creates pressure. They feel they always need to prove themselves. They believe that failure means they're not good enough, and that makes them scared to even try. The growth mindset in action, on the other side, people with a growth mindset welcome challenges and new experiences. Learn from mistakes and keep improving. Get inspired by others' success. Believe that effort is the path to mastery. Understand that failure is not the end, but a step toward growth. This mindset creates freedom. They feel confident to try, to learn, to improve, no matter where they start from. Your beliefs become your reality. Here's the most powerful idea in this chapter. What you believe about yourself shapes what you become. If you believe you're not smart or not good enough, you'll stop trying and stay stuck. But if you believe you can grow, learn, and improve, you'll take action and keep getting better. That's the mindset difference. 1. Keeps you stuck. The other moves you forward. How mindsets affect results. Dweck shares many examples in this chapter, from students, athletes, and even CEOs. In one example, students were given a very tough problem to solve. Those with a fixed mindset got frustrated, gave up, and felt embarrassed. Those with a growth mindset stayed curious. They said things like, "I love a challenge and this is fun." Same situation, totally different reaction. Why? Because of their mindset. The good news, mindsets can change. You might be wondering, what if I have a fixed mindset? Right now, don't worry, you're not stuck. The amazing thing is, your mindset is not permanent. You can change it, you can train it, just like a muscle. All you need to do is start noticing your thoughts. When you hear yourself say, "I can't do this," change it to, "I can't do this yet." Final message from Chapter 2. The biggest lesson in this chapter is, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep improving. Every challenge, every mistake, every failure is a chance to grow. So stop focusing on being the best. Start focusing on getting better. What's coming next? In the next chapter, we'll explore how mindset affects success in school and learning. It's super helpful if you're a student, or if you want to build a smart, focused mind. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon, so you never miss the next part of this powerful journey. Thanks for watching, and always remember, growth starts with your mindset. Chapter 3. The truth about ability and accomplishment. Talent isn't everything. This chapter breaks a big myth, the belief that talent alone creates success. It shows us the real reason why some people succeed and others give up, even if they start with the same talent. Myth: talent, no success. From childhood, we're taught to believe that some people are just naturally gifted. We say things like, "She's a born singer," "He's a natural at sports," "This kid is a genius." But Carol Dweck says, this thinking is dangerous. Why? Because when we worship talent, we ignore the real hero of success: effort, learning, and mindset. The problem with talent: praise. When you praise people only for being smart or talented, they start to fear failure. They think, if I fail, people will stop thinking I'm special. So instead of taking risks or trying hard things, they play it safe. They avoid challenges. They stop learning. They protect their image instead of growing their skills. The power of believing in effort. People with a growth mindset see effort differently. They don't fear failure. They learn from it. They understand that even the most successful people in the world didn't get there by magic. They practiced, failed, improved, and repeated again and again. Think about Michael Jordan, cut from his high school basketball team, or Albert Einstein, who struggled in school at first. They weren't just born great. They became great through mindset and hard work. What should we praise? Dweck says, stop praising talent, start praising effort, strategy, and persistence. Instead of saying, "You're so smart," say, You worked hard on this. You tried a new method, Ma, that's great. You didn't give up and it paid off. This builds a growth mindset, where kids, students, or anyone starts to believe, if I work at it, I can improve. Talent doesn't predict your limit. Just because someone starts slow doesn't mean they'll stay behind forever. And just because someone is quick at first doesn't mean they'll win in the end. Success isn't a race of who's fastest now, it's about who keeps going. That's what this chapter teaches us. Natural talent may start the engine, but effort drives the car. Watch out for traps. Be careful of thinking things like, I'm just not a math person. She's better because she's gifted. If I were meant for this, it would be easy. These are fixed mindset traps, and they limit your growth. Instead say, I can get better. She's ahead now, but I can learn. Hard doesn't mean impossible. Final words from chapter 3. This chapter is clear. Talent is not the end of the story. Effort matters more. Believing in growth is what leads to true accomplishment. Whether you want to be a better student, artist, athlete, or entrepreneur, don't chase perfection. Chase progress. Because in the real world, the winners are not always the most talented. They are the ones who never stop growing. Chapter 4. Sports and Mindsets. How to develop a champion's mindset. Carol Dweck shows us how having the right mindset can turn a good athlete into a great one. Whether you're a pro or a beginner, this chapter is a game changer. Mindset makes all the difference in sports. Let's start by thinking about sports for a moment. What do you notice about top athletes? They're incredibly talented, right? But the real question is, how do they handle failure? That's where mindsets come into play. The fixed mindset. A person with a fixed mindset believes that talent is the most important factor in their success. They think they either have it or they don't. For them, failure feels like a personal attack. They may think, I missed that shot because I'm not good enough, I'll never be a pro. This is just too hard. When they hit a roadblock, they give up. They avoid challenges and stop trying to improve because they fear being seen as weak or not talented. The growth mindset. Athlete now. Let's talk about the growth mindset athlete. They see failure as a chance to learn, not as a reflection of their ability. When they miss a shot or lose a match, they don't think, I'm terrible at this. Instead, they think, what can I learn from this? How can I improve my technique? What can I do better next time? They keep practicing, and their focus stays on improving. This athlete embraces challenges and is willing to push past difficulties. The power of effort. Dweck points out that in sports, it's not the natural talent that wins games. It's the ability to keep practicing, keep learning, and keep improving. Look at athletes like Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team, or Serena Williams, who faced many challenges in her career. They didn't quit. They worked harder after every loss. In fact, they thrived because they understood that effort equals progress. Talent is important, but it's the growth mindset that creates champions. The role of coaches and parents. Dweck also talks about the impact of coaches and parents on athletes' mindsets. Coaches who focus on effort, improvement, and resilience rather than just natural talent help athletes build a growth mindset. Instead of praising their athletes for their natural ability, the best coaches say things like, you gave 100% today. You worked so hard to get better. Look how far you've come. Parents can also encourage this growth mindset by valuing effort over just praising results. Praise the process, not just the outcome. The message for you now: you don't have to be an athlete to take away something valuable from this chapter. Whether you're in business, school, or any field, your mindset affects your success. Do you see challenges as opportunities to learn or as things to avoid? Do you keep going when you face setbacks, or do you quit? Remember, champions aren't born, they're made. And the process of becoming great starts with your mindset. Key takeaways from Chapter 4. Talent is important, but effort and resilience are what really make a champion. A growth mindset leads to continuous improvement, while a fixed mindset leads to stagnation. The best athletes are those who keep practicing and learning, not just those who have natural talent. Chapter 5. Business, Mindset and Leadership. This one is powerful, especially if you're a business owner, manager, entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to grow as a leader. Let's get into it. The fixed mindset in business. A person with a fixed mindset in business believes that leaders are born, that they either have natural intelligence or they don't. These leaders focus more on looking smart than actually learning. Blame others when things go wrong. Surround themselves with yes men to protect their ego. Don't take feedback well. They feel attacked when criticized. They think mistakes make them look weak. So they avoid risks and stop growing. Carol Dweck gives real-life examples, like failed CEOs who refused to listen, fired those who challenged them, and destroyed their companies in the process. The growth mindset in business now, leaders. With a growth mindset, believe that skills can be developed, including leadership, creativity, and decision-making. These leaders encourage feedback and learn from criticism. Build strong, flexible teams. Focus on long-term growth over short-term ego boosts. Admit when they're wrong and take responsibility. Instead of blaming others, they say, "What can I do better next time?" They create a work culture of learning, resilience, and collaboration. Great companies are built by growth-minded leaders. Dweck talks about great business leaders like Jack Welch of GE and Lou Gerstner of IBM. These leaders weren't obsessed with being the smartest in the room. They listened, adapted, took responsibility, and kept learning. Their success came not from pretending to be perfect, but from being committed to growth for themselves and their teams. Why fixed mindset companies? Fail companies built around fixed mindset values often hide mistakes, punish. Questions fear change, lose innovation, eventually they fall behind because they can't adapt. Meanwhile, growth mindset companies encourage fresh ideas, welcome change, see challenges as learning opportunities, build teams that improve over time. In short, mindset shapes the entire company culture. Hiring, training, and building growth. Teams. Dweck also says we need to look at how we hire and train people. Hiring only geniuses or top performers might seem smart, but if they have a fixed mindset, they'll resist learning, fear failure, and slow your growth. Instead, hire people who love learning. Accept feedback. Take ownership, stay curious, because those are the people who will evolve with your business. Leadership. Learning. Dweck's message is clear. The best leaders are not the ones who always have the answers. They're the ones who keep learning and keep growing, no matter how high they go. And when leaders have a growth mindset, they create teams that aren't afraid to try, fail, improve, and succeed together. Key takeaways from Chapter 5a. Fixed mindset leader creates fear, blame, and failure. A growth mindset leader builds a team that learns and grows. Great businesses aren't built on talent alone. They're built on adaptability, resilience, and a culture of continuous learning. Chapter 6. Relationships. Mindsets in love or not. This one is deep and emotional. It's all about how our mindset affects love, trust, arguments, and connection. Whether you're single, dating, married, or healing, this chapter speaks to every heart. Let's get into it. The fixed mindset in love people. With a fixed mindset, believe that love should be perfect, natural, and effortless. They think, if we're meant to be, we shouldn't argue. If it's true love, we'll understand each other without trying. If I have to work at it, maybe we're not right for each other. And when things go wrong, they feel defeated. They think the relationship is broken. They blame themselves or their partner. This mindset creates unrealistic expectations. It sees problems as signs of failure, not as opportunities to grow. The growth mindset in love now. Let's look at love from a growth mindset. These people believe that relationships take effort, communication is a skill. Love grows stronger when we work through tough times. They understand that disagreements are normal. They ask questions, listen, and learn. They don't think, why is this happening to me? They think, what can we learn from this, or how can we grow together? In this mindset, Love is not something you find, it's something you build. How mindsets shape. Conflict in the fixed mindset. When there's conflict, people take things personally. They blame, withdraw, or shut down. They expect the other person to read their mind. But in the growth mindset, conflict becomes a moment for understanding. Partners talk, listen, and adjust. They're willing to say, "I was wrong," or "help me understand your side." This mindset doesn't avoid problems, it solves them. What do you believe about love? Ask yourself, do I think love should be easy? Do I feel broken when I make mistakes in a relationship? Do I give up too soon, thinking this won't work? Or do you say, I'm willing to grow? I want to understand my partner. We're a team. We'll get through this. Your mindset shapes how you love and connect. Healing and forgiveness. Dweck also touches on breakups and emotional wounds. In the fixed mindset, people often say, I was betrayed. I'll never love again. I must be unlovable. That relationship proved I'm a failure. But a growth mindset says, that experience hurt, but I learned. I'll grow stronger and love again, better this time. Mistakes and pain don't define my future. This mindset allows for healing, self-compassion, and new love. Love is not a test. It's a journey. Carol Dweck reminds us, real love isn't about being perfect. It's about growing together. Whether it's romantic love, family, or friendship, every relationship becomes deeper and stronger when you bring the growth mindset. It's not about never fighting. It's about how you show up, listen, and learn from each other. Key takeaways from Chapter 6. The fixed mindset expects love to be easy and perfect and toys and gives up when it's not. The growth mindset accepts challenges and sees them as part of building something real. Love grows when people grow together. Chapter 7. Parents, teachers, and coaches. Where do mindsets come from? Parents, teachers, and coaches. Where do mindsets come from? This chapter is super important because it shows how our words, actions, and beliefs as adults directly shape the mindsets of the next generation. Whether you're a parent, teacher, coach, or mentor, this one's for you. Let's go. Where mindsets begins. Where do fixed and growth mindsets really come from? Carol Dweck says they often begin in childhood, through the way adults talk to kids. And here's the key. It's not just what we say, it's how we say it. A child praised for being smart may start fearing mistakes. Child praised for effort starts embracing challenges. One sentence can shape a child's mindset for life. The power of praise. Dweck's research shows two types of praise. Person praise. You're so smart. You're a natural. At this leads to a fixed mindset. Kids think, if I fail, maybe I'm not smart anymore. Process praise. You worked really hard. That strategy you used was clever. This builds a growth mindset. Kids learn that effort and strategy lead to success. It's a small shift, but it changes everything. Teachers. Building a growth classroom. Teachers have huge power in shaping young minds. A fixed mindset teacher might only reward top students, ignore struggling ones. Believe talent is everything, but a growth mindset teacher believes every child can learn, celebrates effort and improvement, encourages curiosity and resilience. They create a classroom where failure is part of learning, not something to fear. Coaches, raising champions the right way. In sports, many coaches focus only on winning, but Dweck says the best coaches teach athletes to love the process, bounce back from failure, push past limits. Coaches with a growth mindset develop not just players, but leaders, team players, and resilient humans. Remember, great coaching is not about control. It's about belief in potential. Parents, your words matter. As parents, we often want to protect our children from failure. But Dweck reminds us, failure is not the enemy. It's a teacher. What not to say. You're the best. You're perfect. Don't worry, I'll fix it for you. What to say. What did you learn from that? I'm proud of your effort. It's okay to struggle. Keep going. Let your child know You value growth more than perfection. Real-life examples. Dweck shares stories of a mom who unintentionally gave her child a fixed mindset by overpraising his talents, a coach who built champions by pushing his players to grow, not just win, a teacher who turned around a classroom by shifting how she praised effort and learning. These stories prove mindset is contagious, and you're the one spreading it. Key takeaways from Chapter 7. Our words can create a fixed or growth mindset, even when we mean well. Praise the process, not the person. Great parents, teachers, and coaches build confidence through growth, not by labeling kids as gifted or smart. Chapter 8. Changing mindsets. The journey begins. Changing mindsets. The journey begins. If you've ever thought, can I actually change my mindset? Or wondered, is it too late for me? This chapter is your answer. Yes, you can change. Starting now. Let's go. Mindsets can be changed. Here's the truth Carol Dweck reveals. Your mindset isn't fixed. It's not your destiny. It's just a belief. And beliefs can be changed. You're not born with a growth mindset. You build it, one choice at a time. That's the power of this book. It doesn't just explain mindsets, it shows you how to transform them. The inner voice you didn't know was holding you back. We all have an inner voice. Sometimes that voice says, you're not smart enough. Don't try, you'll just fail. If you were really talented, this would be easy. That's the fixed mindset voice. But once you recognize it, you take away its power. Instead of believing it, you can answer back, I might not be there yet, but I can learn. Effort is how I grow stronger. I'm not afraid of failure. I learn from it. That's the growth mindset voice. Let that one get louder. The steps to changing your mindset. Dweck gives us a simple framework. Step 1. Learn to hear your fixed mindset voice. Notice it when it whispers things like, you can't, or you're not good enough. Step 2. Talk back with a growth mindset voice. Respond with kindness and strength. I'm still learning. This challenge will help me grow. Step 3. Take action. Even small actions in the growth direction make a big difference. Speak up. Try again. Ask questions. Don't give up. Real people, real change. Dweck shares stories of people from all walks of life. Athletes, students, teachers, business owners, who completely changed their lives by shifting their mindset. One person said, at first I thought I had to prove myself in everything. Now I'm excited to learn and grow. Another said, I used to fear mistakes, now I see them as my best teachers. You can do the same. Growth is a lifelong process. Changing your mindset isn't a one-time thing. It's a daily choice, a journey, a process. Some days, the fixed mindset voice will try to come back. That's okay. Just notice it, challenge it, and choose growth again. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to stay open, curious, and willing to learn. Key takeaways from Chapter 8. Mindsets can be changed, no matter your age or past. Learn to recognize your inner voice and train it to speak growth. Growth is a choice you make every day. Keep choosing it. Final thoughts. So here we are at the end of this amazing journey through mindset. But really, it's not the end. It's the beginning of your transformation. From today onward, you can live with a growth mindset. You can fail forward, embrace challenges, and turn obstacles into opportunities. Because your true potential isn't fixed, it's waiting to be unlocked. If you've enjoyed this series, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs it. And in the comments, tell me, what mindset shift are you making today? Thanks for being part of this journey, and remember, growth isn't something you find, it's something you choose. Hey friends, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more life-changing book summaries like this one. Your support means a lot, and it helps me bring you more powerful content, one mindset at a time. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay growing, and I'll see you in the next video.